Plan on flying? It's time to upgrade to a real ID. Because in order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a real ID, or you'll need another acceptable form of identification. So don't wait. Find out how to get your real ID at tsa.gov/realid. That's tsa.gov/real ID, or visit your local DMV. And then you'll be cleared for takeoff.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
We are back with another Mailbag episode number 3, where we are sharing your emails, your voice notes, and your comments about all things Hallmark and Girls Gone Hallmark. Before we get to that, a quick reminder that we'd love for you to follow us on Instagram. We are Girls Gone Hallmark.
Oh, yeah. We have a Facebook group. Girls Gone Hallmark Facebook groups.
And if you would like to participate in a future Mailbag episode, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com, or you can call us, 949-329-8090. We will leave that phone number in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we need to kick it off with a voice note, since we have some.
I'm excited. I haven't heard any of these yet.
First one comes from listener Wayne.
This is Wayne, longtime listener, first-time caller, and I wanted to just tell you that for the first time ever, I'm looking forward to something on Hallmark that is not like a Christmas movie. I blame you for becoming a signed, sealed, delivered fan, and now I'm stuck because I'm all caught up, and I'm just waiting for Saturday to come for this To the Moon and Back movie for seeing signed, sealed, and delivered. And on top of all that, now I'm worried because I didn't like the last one. And what if I don't like this one? And so now I have that resting in my head as well. So I'm looking forward to the recap of this movie after I've seen it. And so for the first time, I'm joining everybody in the Facebook group. We're all going to watch this at the same time. It's going to be a blast. Love the both of you. You're amazing. And I'm going to hang up and listen to your response.
Superfan Wayne coming through.
The review of that movie did come out last week.
Yeah.
I was like, did we already talk about it? I can't even remember, but.
Well, I'm trying to remember too, because Wayne's very active in our Facebook group. I'm like, did he share his thoughts about the movie at all? Did he like it? Did he not like it?
Remember he said Oliver was too broody?
That's right. Like Batman. But that's all he said. He didn't say if he liked it. I like that movie. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't listened to our review of To the Moon and Back, we liked it.
Yeah, go give it a listen.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 signed, sealed, delivered comments from YouTube. The first one is from the Duchess, who said, I loved both The Tale of Three Letters and To the Moon and Back. Life is messy no matter what your character. And I have enjoyed the dilemmas faced by the Postables over time. I thought Oliver's storyline to be more than feasible. With his own fatherhood looming, I thought it only natural that he would think about his biological father, and having the letters handed over to him was a great plot. I absolutely love this series and would love to see more stories.
Yeah, I didn't hate the storyline.
No, me either.
At all. I liked it a lot. Before I move on to our next comment about Signed, Sealed, Delivered, we have a commentary post on our website, girlsgonehallmark.com, right now about if this was the last movie. Mm-hmm. And we have gotten so many comments on a blog post, which does not happen these days anymore. Like, nobody leaves comments on blog posts anymore. And I did not publish half of them because half of them of the writers think we're Hallmark. Yeah. And they're mad at us for not promoting the movie and not saying if there's any more movies.
Yes.
I'm like, we're not, wrong outlet.
This is not the network you were looking for.
Yeah. So anyway, our next comment is from YouTube, and it's from Mama. I can't read it. I should put my glasses on.
Mama Labo. It's Christine.
Yeah. I know Christine. She's in our group. Great review, ladies. Minor detail. But they were filmed using block shooting, so they filmed both movies simultaneously. That's interesting. That's hard. We talked about that before. Remember how how do you go from one scene to another scene, different movies, different motivations, different
They're like, let's
moods.
film all the DLO stuff now, all the Ramones stuff now.
So difficult. She goes on to say, I appreciate your comment about people adding to IMDb. Personally, I find it frustrating to find out that anyone can add content. It takes my trust level of what I've read on IMDb down a few notches. I love that you call them a cozy family and feel like the show is a warm hug. I could see one more movie that shows the grand opening of the Postal Museum and the baby's born. I agree. I think that would be a great wrap up.
100% agree.
Let's talk about the IMDb stuff.
Okay.
So on our review of Signed, Sealed, Delivered, we talked about IMDb, what's the word? Displaying, indicating, showing that Duchess Sarah Ferguson was in this movie. You and I talked, we're like, what the heck? She was not, we never saw her. Is this true content? Is it not true content? And that's where we left it. Cut to this past weekend, we get a message in our Facebook group from Christina.
Christina writes, apparently this is the group where I need to explain what happened with the Sarah Ferguson credit on Signed, Sealed, Delivered to the Moon and Back. Note from me, Megan, this is long, but there's a lot of good information here, so I think it's worth reading it all. I've been a top IMDb contributor for over 20 years. I saw the new movie on April 5th, the Australian release, and I did what I always do after seeing a new movie. I went to IMDb. There wasn't much besides a landing page and a couple bit part actors linked. There were no photos at all, none of the main cast members, no plot outline, really nothing. So I started adding as much as I could, including all of the actors/actresses from the credits. But as I was adding what I could, I assumed it was all temporary until Hallmark gave the official release info, which IMDb would use instead of what I submitted. You also have to realize that within a few days, I had more than 100 submissions. I was adding many other items too, like quotes and trivia. And with the way IMDb works, it can take up to 5 days before new submissions show. So I never went back and checked everything because I was still assuming Hallmark would update it before the movie aired. When adding cast on IMDb, you type in the name and they somehow decide the most likely actor to link. It turns out there are about 20 Sarah Fergusons on IMDb, not all actresses, but production and crew too. Only 2 have photos, and it's possible the actress in this movie isn't any of them. I don't know why IMDb chose to link the Duchess, but the name is the same. The incorrect credit for the Duchess has been removed now. She goes on to say, I'm still shocked that Hallmark never provided an official release for the movie, so IMDb is still using the photos, plot outline, actors, actresses, and crew that I submitted. In all of my years contributing to IMDb, that has never happened before. And I'm still hoping for something Hallmark official on IMDb. There have been a handful of submissions on IMDb from others for the new movie, so it's not all from me, but as I've noticed in the past, there don't seem to be very many postable IMDb contributors. You are always welcome to become a contributor. Let me know if you need help learning how. This is in our Facebook group, so if you want help with that, hop on over there. And if Hallmark never gives official release info, then I'll make sure that what we have on IMDb is as best and accurate as it can be.
I have said for a long time that the back end of IMDb is not user-friendly. If you are a contributor, which I have an account signed up as a contributor because I put our podcast episodes on there, it's just not super user-friendly. It's just not super friendly, user-friendly. Somebody did ask in our Facebook group, they were like, oh, I want to sign up to be, anybody can sign up to be a contributor. You don't need any special, anything.
Right.
But I think, like she says, when you put the information in, then it is reviewed by IMDb, and then it's published. I think it's wrong to assume that then Hallmark has a play in it somehow too, that they're checking the stuff, because I don't think that's how that works.
Well, but then I wonder, I assume that there are certain contributors that have a different level of clearance that maybe IMDb is likely to, if they have a Hallmark official PR person submitting information, perhaps that's going to take precedence over any other, or they have the ability to request that certain things be removed.
Sure.
Based on their level of access. I would also imagine someone like Christine, who's been doing this for 20 years, might have some flag on her account where it's like, this person submits legit stuff, right? So they might be more likely to fast track her information.
Right.
But We don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, I have no idea like what that looks like. Are people in the IMDb office like they see a submission come through and then they just overlook it? Or is it like a full AI generated like approved, not approved situation?
Yeah.
Like who knows?
Who knows? I mean, look, I think it's fair to say take IMDb information with a grain of salt. We famously were caught with our pants down when we named the writer of a movie who was a totally made up name.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm still embarrassed by it. So we often say per IMDb, according to IMDb. We try and cross-reference that with other information where available.
Yeah, well, our early days, we didn't have access to official information. So we were strictly rolling off of
Well,
IMDb.
and now they don't publish official information.
Unless we ask for it.
So, yes, sometimes we go old school and we just watch the credits and write things down.
That we do. I also had mentioned that IMDb is somewhat similar to like Wikipedia. Like anybody can change a page. Mm-hmm. So you know how Wikipedia, like somebody thinks they're real funny when they're trolling in there and they will change information about like a certain actor or whatever. Like it's the same concept.
Yes.
So anybody could go into IMDb. I don't know how closely they are looking at the submissions. I have no idea.
Correct. All right. That's a wrap on our signed, sealed, delivered feedback.
Our next email is from Sherry, and she is writing in about our review of Dating the Delaney's, which fell during April's fan favorite review month. Sherry says, listen to your Dating the Delaney's podcast. I agree. Rachel Boston is great. Other favorite movies of mine that she did are The Last Bridesmaid, also with Paul Campbell, and Stop the Wedding with Niall Mater. If you haven't watched or reviewed these, give them a try. We haven't done either of those, have we?
We haven't, and we got several messages recommending The Last Bridesmaid as a must-watch. Me, Rachel Boston, Paul Campbell combo.
Maybe this summer, if there is time. Sherry goes on to write, I also want to rewatch Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, as you mentioned. I feel embarrassed every single time we talk about that movie, because we're not kind to it. She writes, Ashley Williams usually elevates a movie. Maybe try it during Christmas in July. Thanks for the great reviews. They're honest but kind, and your humor always brings a smile to my day. Sherry from Maryland.
As a counterpoint, we always, every time Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater comes up, we talk about how we need to re-review it. We did get another message that was like, maybe just leave that one alone.
Really?
Perhaps it's best left alone. So we shall see what happens on rewatch of that one.
Okay. I'm down for The Last Bridesmaid. I have a hard time saying those two words together. Last and bridesmaid together is a hard word combination.
Yeah.
Isn't that for you?
I don't think so.
Or Stop the Wedding. I'd watch that too.
Next up, we have an email from Rachel in regards to all things Baltimore. Rachel says, from Melissa and Rachel, who are Lessons in Hallmark on Instagram, they are from Baltimore, Maryland. We heard a fellow listener's proposal of a Baltimore Ravens movie, and we have to agree. Along with Baltimore's very deep sports fan culture, we also have 34th Street, a street in the neighborhood of Hamden that is famous for street-long Christmas display and the Hanukkah house. Tying in charitable causes, Maryland's only Ronald McDonald House is located in Baltimore, easily seen in the Baltimore skyline by its giant glowing heart. Rashad Bateman, a wide receiver for the Ravens, focuses a lot of his charitable work on the Ronald McDonald House and even hosts a Halloween party for the children there every year. We're nerdy about Baltimore history, so we loved the talk about the connection between Edgar Allan Poe and the Ravens team. The Ravens are named after Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem, The Raven. The Ravens' current mascot is named Poe. There's quite a following for Edgar Allan Poe and his work. His last Baltimore residence is currently a museum and historical landmark. When he died, he was found in a gutter in Fells Point. It said that he was last seen at the Horse You Came In On Saloon, known by another name at the time, Baltimore's oldest tavern, established in 1775. His picture hangs in the bar today, along with a sign that says, Poe's Last Stop. People also believe he and some other spirits still haunt the place.
Ooh.
He's buried in Westminster Hall. One of the most interesting things, which we also think would make an interesting Jane mystery episode, is the Poe toaster. From about 1949, at least the first time mentioned, to 2009, a mysterious person or persons, usually wearing black, would visit Poe's grave during the early hours of the morning on his birthday and leave a half-full bottle of cognac and 3 red roses. The tradition continued each year until 2009 before it mysteriously stopped. There have been theories, but the Poe toaster or toasters has never been identified. Hold on, pause. In my mind, I was like waiting for the toast connection, not realizing it was like a...
It's like a cheers toasting.
Thank you. That's from Melissa and Rachel. They sent along a photo of the Ronald McDonald House's largest fundraiser, the Red Shoe Shuffle. And the photo is them with some of Baltimore's famous Huns, bringing it all back around.
Oh, Huns, H-O-N-S.
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting. I have so much knowledge of Baltimore now.
I know. They do need to make a Ravens love story next year.
I think that'd be super cool. And I really actually like the idea for the Jane Mystery movie as well. Speaking of Jane Mystery, the third movie, the Murder at Mosby, is airing this week. It originally aired on Hallmark Plus. It is now going to air on Hallmark Channel on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So interesting turn of events here.
Yeah.
And it's not in our mailbag, but it is something I want to discuss here on the podcast.
Okay.
Since we're talking about mysteries right now. Our friend Eric over at Hallmark Mysteries and More made a funny video. I don't know, was it just for us or was it
No,
was
it
on
was in the
his
feed.
socials, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He believes that Hallmark Mystery Channel is going away, that they are phasing it out. And I was like, come on what evidence? Well, now that I see that the Jane Mysteries is going to be on Thursday night on the Hallmark Channel, I'm like, maybe he's onto something.
Yeah, they simulcast Mystery Island on Mystery and Hallmark Channel.
Right.
They aired Signed, Sealed, Delivered on Hallmark Channel, not Mystery. Yeah, the evidence is mounting.
Yeah, it sure is. How do you feel about that? Do you like having this separate Mystery Channel or does it matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. The only concern that I think mystery fans would have would be that there would be less mystery content coming their direction.
What if they just made Thursday nights mystery night?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, people who love Hallmark Mysteries love Hallmark Mysteries. And so I think that's the only argument to be made, because I don't think anybody's out there saying like, we need 2 channels, because there's certainly, when you look at how much content on Hallmark is syndication, like the Golden Girls and that sort of thing, there's certainly plenty of room
Right.
to add in a movie.
Sure. I agree.
Okay. We have a voicemail from Era.
Hi, Megan and Wendy. Good morning. This message is from Era. Just calling to say I am super excited about the new hotline. I think it's a really fun idea. Really looking forward to hearing everybody's messages being played on future mailbag episodes. So I wanted to call and see your guys' thoughts on Homes Where the Heart Is. You know, I heard you guys were watching it. I was curious if there was any standout episodes that you girls liked. My particular favorite was the second episode with the design elements that were kind of like a cool lounge vibe. I thought it was really fun. So these type of shows are usually not my jam, but I just have to say it's super fun. Luke McFarlane is so charming. I love all his little personal touches that he does with his fun little woodworking tools with the engraving of the fireplaces, and everything is so fun. Looking forward to hearing what everybody else's thoughts are. Thanks, girls. Have a good day.
I watched the first episode. The second episode might have been on in the background. I haven't sat down and watched it. I remember really enjoying the first episode. I really like Luke McFarlane a lot, and it's nice to see him in like a non-actory role.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously passionate about this. I don't want to like, it sounds like I'm diminishing it when I say his hobby of woodworking. I mean, I think
He's found a way to make his hobby
meaningful.
meaningful, and like he's made it part of his career, right? Mm-hmm. You know, he's found a way to add in this passion project.
Yeah. I mean, I like that Hallmark gave him a space to do this, but behind the scenes here, there's a lot of stuff that I don't get to watch simply because we're not reviewing it.
Oh.
And our review schedule is so heavy some weeks that I just don't have the downtime for like a fun casual watch.
Yeah, that is my issue too. Like I mean, you want a behind the scenes. This week, we are recording
She's counting, guys.
12 episodes
Yeah.
over 2 days for 3 different podcasts. And I'm not like, oh, feel bad for me. That's just our workload. Like, that's our job. And the reality is a lot of that watching for me takes place during like my TV watching hours, like on the weekends, during the evenings. Like, I would love, our friends at Deck the Hallmark live the dream. Like, they come into the office and they, do their watching during business hours. And one of these days, all our kids are going to be in school, and I'm going to be like, it's 9:00 Monday morning. I'm coming over. Let's watch our show.
Yeah. We'll eventually get there.
But yeah, I agree with what you said. I've watched 1.5 episodes of the series. I really liked it. I would absolutely continue watching it. Last night, I was having one of those feelings as I turned on Netflix and there was a new series I wanted to watch, the 4 seasons series.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my gosh, because I need to watch the new episode of Hacks. I need to watch The Valley After Show. I need to watch Your Friends and Neighbors. I have all of these things that I want to watch. And
So
I had
many.
spent all day watching Hallmark stuff. And I was like, I can't. There's not enough time in the day
I
for all
know.
the fun
I agree.
stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And spoiler alert, this episode that you're listening to right now comes out the same day as our review of our first impression Chesapeake Shores episode. And I was like, I want to keep watching that.
I'm 4 episodes deep into that show.
I was like, almost turned that back on last night. So,
I did turn it back on last night. And you know what justified it is that I was like, I don't have to pay that close attention to it.
yeah,
I simply was just like, oh, I'm really interested in this family dynamic. So
Yeah.
I want to watch how it unfolds, but I don't have to watch for a, did you see that? Or a whatever.
Yeah.
It's different, guys.
We have another voicemail from Michelle. She's talking Hallmark Plus.
Hey, I love your new voice feature. This is Michelle, queen of the voice notes. In regard to your posting about the different options to stream now that Hallmark is leaving Peacock, one thing I noticed that I did not see and that you may or may not know as a benefit to the Hallmark Plus subscription is that you can link it to your Hallmark rewards, and every month you get $5 off a purchase in store or online, and there's no limit. It could be a $5 purchase, and all you have to do is pay the tax. Also, you get a free online custom greeting card, which is a $4.99 value, and I have used those every month to either send a card to my son or to family members. There's hundreds and hundreds of cards that you design online. You add your own text, and you can even upload a photo. And it is a physical card. It's not a digital card. It's a physical card that gets mailed to them. They receive it in the mail. So if you have a Hallmark Plus subscription, you are paying $8 a month if you do it monthly. If you pay for a year in advance, you're paying $6.60 some odd cents a month. But you're getting $10 in coupons and rewards. So if you actually buy Hallmark cards and you send cards to people, they're basically paying you to subscribe to Hallmark Plus because you come out on the positive each side.
Every time I log into Hallmark Plus, it's like activate benefits at the top.
Every single time. I know.
I've never linked it. And then I see like stream and redeem on some of obviously I use Hallmark Plus quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should be activating some of these benefits.
Do you go buy physical cards? I like the idea of this digital card
that they print out and send.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I walk into a Hallmark store all the time. Like they're in the mall. I still like to walk into a Hallmark Gold Crown store. So maybe I would use my $5 coupon.
I do think their cards are superior cards. Mm-hmm. The selection.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually honestly surprised how many there are, given how many brick and mortar stores like don't make it. Like, Party City just closed their doors.
Right.
So obviously they're meeting a need. Although there's never anybody in there.
Never.
It's interesting.
I got to tell you, this is not a plug for Hallmark Plus or Hallmark card stores, whatever. But one, I feel like in our Facebook group that people were talking about that they received some sort of like gift box a while back. It might have been holiday time.
Yes. I don't remember. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember when it was, but it we were like, we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, did you activate your rewards account? So that's the reason why.
Right. The other thing, what was I going to say about Hallmark stores? I don't remember, other than I like shopping at Hallmark store. I think they have good gifts in there as well.
They've got quite the Gilmore Girls collection in there.
I know.
I kept getting served an ad for something that I wanted to buy you, but I thought it might be annoying. It was like a mug on a mug warmer, but like every time you lifted up the mug, it like said something. But I was like, oh, that'd be
Like
really
Gilmore Girls related? Like
Yeah,
coffee,
like-
coffee, coffee.
I was like, it's cute because it's like a Luke's Diner mug on like a mug warmer. And I was just like envisioning you like sitting here, like with your, because that's why I don't drink hot coffee unless I'm going to sit and drink it because I don't like that it gets cold. Mm-hmm. But I was like, if it says coffee, coffee, coffee every time I pick it up, that's super annoying. Anyway,
Longtime listener PB commented on our review of Her Pen Pal. She writes, Megan, I completely agree that No Tomorrow is amazing, fantastic show.
that's right.
Remind me again, it's on the CW?
It's on Netflix.
One season wonder?
Yes. I hope it's still on Netflix.
I would have to go
It's
look.
10 episodes.
As we just complained, we don't have
I know
any
you
time
don't
to
have
watch
time, but
anything.
But like download it for a plane flight or something.
Okay. And she goes on to say, Wendy, go watch it. Also writes, if you all haven't watched Gallivant, you should. Mallory Jensen and Joshua Sassy. Is that how
Sass.
are both in it? These are our two leads in Her Pen Pal as well. She says it's kind of like Monty Python type show, period piece, ridiculous comedy, fun songs, crazy antics, all around a good time.
I responded,
Wendy
would hate this.
Wendy would never.
We got a lot of, much like The Last Bridesmaid, we got a lot of feedback after Her Pen Pal that we absolutely missed the Gallivant connection between them, and they recommended us watching it. I believe it's only one season, and it is on Hulu.
Okay.
That's another thing. I'm like, oh, gotta go watch that.
I mean, he was a real hot piece, so maybe I would have to go and watch it. Maybe.
I mean, right? Okay. We have a follow-up email from Michelle after our episode of The Good Witch, also very much in line with what we've been talking about.
I'm not coming for you. I'm only halfway through the episode, but please, 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 you have to at least watch a couple of the Good Witch movies before the series, even if you just watch the last one or two, because a lot of things that you guys are questioning, like there's more to the story, it all happens in like the last two original movies. I think Megan, you and your daughter would enjoy watching this together. There's only 7. It's like one a month. Watch them. And Good Witch people are like Seinfeld delivered people. We are loyal. We'll call you out, but I'm not going to call you out because I'm your friend. Okay, 2 voice notes one morning. Finished the episode. Wendy, here is your encouragement to watch more. I think you would like it. It does get more magical. It does get more mystical. There are tendencies to be very wholesome because it's the wholesome family. Nothing big and scandalous, right? However, you may opt for the special Halloween episodes. Maybe just watch the Halloween episodes because they have more mystical, magical stuff. I do agree with the one person that wrote in about the final season just being that it kind of went off the rails the final season. But do give it a shot. I was up for saying yes, review this until I remembered Chesapeake Shores, and I would much rather you review Chesapeake Shores. Chesapeake Shores, as my previous email states, is amazing. I'm really enjoying this new first impressions and look forward to hearing more. Have a great day.
I have a question for
Time out. Okay, what's your question?
Do you envision a world in which we start reviewing Chesapeake Shores episode by episode?
This was my concern. Were we not clear that we were not going to move on and review these whole series?
I think people have hope.
I mean, if anything, well, okay. After watching The Good Witch, I was like, yeah, I could totally get into this. Now, we just talked about it. We've watched the first Chesapeake Shores. I'm like, I could totally get into that. So I don't know. Where would that even go in our schedule?
I don't know.
At the end of the First Impressions run, maybe?
January 2026?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, how many episodes a week do you guys want from us? Email us. Let us know. Because some people
This week it's 5.
in the podcast space say there are too many. 5 is too many. People don't tune in every single day for 5 episodes.
Yeah, that if you're publishing 5 episodes a week, your entire audience is definitely not listening to all 5.
They get like burned out on it. So, I mean, I would love some feedback from our audience, from our regular listeners. Like, what do they want from us?
What do you want?
I mean, we can't. I know some weeks we do put out 5, but honestly, like right now we're rerunning Chicken Sisters. That was recorded 6 months ago, so that's
true.
easy to drop 5 episodes when we're doing.
Then we're putting 6 episodes out this week. I'm just. Oh, but Jane is also a re-air, so okay. But yeah, it's a lot.
You guys, let us know. Just let us know.
Yeah, what do you actually want?
We don't want to oversaturate.
Too late.
Okay. Our next email is from Cindy, and it is about receiving phone calls late at night. This was our Sign, Seal, Deliver episode. We talked about this. She writes, I was cracking up when I was listening to the podcast this morning, and one of you mentioned how you were younger. You weren't allowed to be on the phone past 9 p.m. because that was my dad's rule for me too. Are we sisters, Cindy? And if I was on past 9 o'clock, he would pick up the extension from the living room and just say, it's 9 o'clock in his deep voice. LOL. I about died from embarrassment each time that happened. I also wanted to add, once I got a phone in my room and wanted to talk past 9 or have someone call me, I would go around and turn the other ringers off so someone could call me. This feels very much like my high school shenanigans. I did too.
Did you have a clear phone?
I had I had like what looked like a office phone.
Yeah.
like a answering machine phone.
Answering machine. Yeah.
Situation.
Yep.
Where I would play a song on the outgoing message.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. It was Aerosmith for a little time. I miss those days. Cindy ends her email. I had one of those clear 90s phones that lit up and I just grab it quickly and talk quietly.
I can remember getting caught in my room like I was definitely supposed to have gone to bed and I'd still be on the phone. My mom would open the door and just like look at me.
Yep.
I'd be like, I gotta go.
Yep. I think I also had, before I had the phone in my room, my own phone line, Dad would pick up the phone too and be like, what are you doing on the phone? God, how embarrassing.
Well, speaking of phones, we've just been talking about college a lot. I was in college like I had a cell phone, but it wasn't a cell phone you used to call people. It was like an emergency cell phone. And our in-room phones had like 10-foot long cords on them. So you could like
maneuver around. Yeah.
Yes. And you would know if you were on a private call because like the cord would be like stretched to the door and like would be sitting outside the door.
So you could get away from your roommates and have a private phone conversation.
In the hallway where everybody's walking by. It's not private, but
because you were talking shit on the roommates probably.
No. You're talking to like your boyfriend back home.
Sure.
I miss you.
Sure. You didn't have a cordless phone or because that was a part of the dorm.
Yeah. It was dorm issued.
Got it.
That was back like we had, oh my gosh. Our kids have it so good because when I was in college, we would send these like mass voicemails. Like if you were in like an organization, I could like send a message to like everyone on whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's how you got your information. Like we didn't email. We had email, but that's not how we communicated with people. You had to like listen to your voicemail and be like, I have a meeting tomorrow.
That's so funny.
Anyway, blasts from the past.
Good old days.
Well, this has been another blast of an episode. We love listener mailbag episodes. We love your feedback. We super loved the launch of our listener voicemails. So send us your emails. Leave us your voice memos. The phone number is in the show notes below. We love to hear from you. The more we hear from you, the more of these episodes we can produce. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.